on to the next part of the covers of the mini album, which, although the actual album is mini, the covers are not so mini. Okay, we need to be making 2 of these. Now these is utilising some of the pieces we've already cut, but what you're going to need also is 3 pieces of chipboard that are 3 1/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches. Okay, and you need 3 of those. One of them you're going to put to one side and save, and the other 2 you're going to make with the other pieces that you've cut. You're going to be making 2 of these. So it's quite simple. So you take one of your, it's a drawer base basically, so you take one of the pieces that you've just cut, and then you're going to need, now you cut 4 of these and 4 of these, and these were 5 3/4 by 2 1/4, I do believe, and these were 2 1/4 by 3 3.5, I think. But these ones we're going to cut down slightly. I've decided I'm going to cut them down just a little bit. So I'm just making sure my measurements are right. It's it's quite difficult for me to measure on this cutting board because it's not the same. Although this says 6 inches, this isn't 6 inches. It's all different measurements. Anyway, so we're going to need quite a few of our paper hinges here that we've hopefully made. I think I've got enough. I've made quite a few. So the first thing I am going to need is a few of these. I'm going to get a few ready. I have them all ready with tape on. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is you need a paper hinge on each side of the drawer base. So just roughly measure out two of those and 2 of those. Keep my scraps to one side because they might come in useful. Okay, I'm going to miter in these edges. Now this is quite a boring and laborious task, but it, you know, it's not difficult, it's just boring. Okay, so what we're going to do is take off one side of the tape from the paper hinges and stick them you want them on all 4 corners, all 4 edges, corners. Okay, sides, and you also want the top and the bottom. And so I'm just mitering in the edges slightly. Okay, give that a good burnish down so that they stick, because I'm not using the best of tapes here, to be honest. Okay, Next you're going to need your longer pieces, which is the 2 1/4 by 5 3/4. And these you want, right, you have to butt them up on the outside of this edge. So you don't want them on top of this, you want them on the side. So you want to slide it to here. Okay, and that's where those 2 bits are going. So I'm going to take off my edges here and here. Lay it down, leaving a small gap, because that way I know that they'll fit. Or you can just hold it up against it like that and then fold up the edge, whichever way you find easiest. Okay, give that a good rub down also. Good. Okay, these next pieces are going here. And as you can see, they overlap each side. They are wider than the base, and that's so that they can go over the edges and make a nice right angle on to the box bit here and make a nice box. I'm just making sure that this is all, yeah. Okay, so more hinges. So what I want to do now is put on a hinge on these shorter edges of the sides. So I'm going to need 4 of these. Mutter my edges. Once again, just releasing the tape backing on one side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these on the inside. So, or should I put them on the outside? I'll put them on the outside for now. You're going to need them both anyway. So for now, I'm going to put these on the outside. As you see, it goes over, but that doesn't matter. You can cut that off when it's being put together. If there are any overlap bits. Okay, so that's the next bit. As you can see, I've got quite a lot of overlap on some of them, but that's okay. So for the next bit, pick one side or the other and release all the tape backing on that one side. Pick your end and line it up Once again, you're butting it up against the outside of this base piece, making sure you have an equal amount overlapping each end, and then bring up the sides to meet, making sure that it all remains on the outside of this base bar. You don't want this going on the top because it will stick up higher. And this bit here, and just cut off if it goes over the top. Right, next bit. And then making sure that that's all tight. Bring up the bottom as well. Okay, I'm going to give that a quick burnish here. Okay, now we want to do the same to this end. Release all the tape backing. Okay, line this up. And then wrap your hinges around to hold it in place. Now there are several ways of constructing boxes like this. One of them, you can actually run a bead of hot glue before you lift all of this up, and that will hold it quite tightly. The other way, to make sure that it stays quite well, is to put the hinges on the inside of the joins as well, which is what I'm going to do now. So what you do is you measure up. I think I'm going to do the uprights first. So I've released all the tape backing. I'm just going to push that into the corner and then rub that down. So once again, release all the tape backing, make sure the hinge is with the sticky on the outside, lay it into the corner, and then press it in and give it a really good burnish in there. If you have anything hanging over the top, you simply cut it off. Okay, so I'm going to do that to all four edges, and then I'm going to run the same on the bottom, all around the bottom of the box. I'm going to do these bits first, then I'm going to run a piece along all four of the base edges, and then I'll be back. So I've done all my joins on the inside. There we go. And now what I want to do is cover up these top edges, and it's just to make it neat, and it does give a slight extra bit of strength to the corners. So measuring out for one for each side, so you need 4 pieces. Tape backing off, and then line it up onto the edge, and then really push it down. Oh, well, that wasn't done too good, but okay. Then burnish inside, outside, and on the top, and that'll give you a nice edge. There we go. Same for the other long side. Really squeeze and push that down. Okay, now for the 2 smaller edges. There we go. Right, the next thing I want to use is some duct tape. As you can see, this one's quite thin. You can see through it, but it's okay. I would have liked a better quality, but this one's okay. Choose the back or the front of your box. This is going to be the back of my box. And I'm just going to put this gaffer tape starting halfway across the small edge and putting it half on and half off the box. And then I'm going to run this all the way round. Okay, now I'm turning it upside down. So I've got all this free edge sticking up. And all I want to do now is cut in a little V into each corner. So I'm going to take out, if it focuses, there we go. I'm just going to take out a little V onto each corner. Okay, then I'm going to push in the two smaller ends first and stick those down. Make sure that these corners are tucked in, a bit like when you're wrapping an album cover. So make sure they're tucked in nicely. If you need a little bit of extra trimming, you trim a little bit extra off, and then pull this nice and tight and nice and neatly. Like so, and now all I'm going to do is run another piece starting at the back quite near the top. So starting off roughly in the centre of the back. And I don't want to go over the end here, I only want to go up to the top of the drawer here. Okay. Take that bit off there. Fold that round, and there we have the second drawer all done. So we have two drawers exactly the same. Okay, I was going to stop filming, but I thought I'd carry on and just do this bit. And what you're going to need now is your two pieces that are 3 and they are 3 and 5/8 by 5 and 7/8, and these ones I do recall I made slightly thicker. So you want those two, and you want your 9 and 1/8 by 6, not the shorter one. So it has to be the full 6. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is grab another one of our hinges, fold it so the tape is on the outside, and you want this one so that it is just under the full length of the base you're using here, and we're using here the largest piece. Okay, so you want it not quite as long, so you want maybe 1/8 of an inch, slightly less gap on either end. So release the tape on one side of a hinge, and then place this right up to the far edge, but with that gap top and bottom. Okay. Okay, turn it over, and now I want a full size piece running the whole length of the back here on the side. So once again, release just one side of the tape. and then right up to the edge on this one. Right, next I need my 6 by 9 1/8, and basically this one's going here, and once again it's going on the outside. So you want that butted right up, so you don't want it on top, and you know, you don't need it up or down, you want it level, top and bottom, and butted right up against the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to release this bit of tape on the bottom first, so the full length size piece. And then put that there. If you need to, grab something with a right angle, if you feel safer doing that, and hold it up against it to make it upright, and then fold in this piece here. And what I'm going to do is just burnish that down so I get a good adhesion on that. I want it really well stuck down. Okay. Right, so the next piece I want to get is my 2 thicker pieces. These are my top and bottom pieces. So these are 3 and, I did measure them, didn't I? 3 5/8. 3 5/8 by 5 7/8. And these are going on the top. So these aren't being butted up against the side, they're going on the top, which is why you've got this gap here, because they need to fit into there. So make sure that this bit is down. Measure up, make sure that you can fit it all in properly and it's going to look good. Yep. And then this one, because you obviously want one for the top as well. Yeah. Okay. Now for these bits, you are going to need obviously more hinges. So the first thing we're going to have is a hinge that is top and bottom of here. So measure 2 pieces for that. And you're also going to need 2 pieces for, that's not quite long enough, for here. One for that one, one for the top one. So get those 2 pieces ready also. And you're going to need, right, so that's that one, that's not that one, and you want the inside that one, and that one. And 2 pieces for the outside edges, which I appear to have already cut. I've already cut those. Okay. So let's put on the bottom of here. So 1 release one side. Oh, didn't miter my edges. One. Pop that on there. Sorry, out of camera range, aren't I? So you want one there on the bottom. Same for this one. Let's get one on to here. There we go, get that bit burnished down. And then I want to turn this over and I want a piece here and here. So a piece here and a piece here. So once again, release one side. Make sure that's good. That is good. Give that a burnish down. Okay, I think I'm ready to put these bits on. So, what you're going to need to do is pick your first smaller piece and place it. It has to be on top of this base and up to this edge, so that this can meet up with it and it will fit just inside this bit here. Oh, that's what I forgot, that piece there. I knew there was one piece I was forgetting. It's okay. Right, what I'm going to also do is put on my bits here. This I would do if my tape backing came off properly. Let's try that bit again. There we go. Okay, so this bit goes along here onto the edge, and you want that top and bottom. Oh, I'm making a mess again. Okay, let's get this one released on one side. And give that a burnish. Okay, so you want to grab one of these, and I'm going to start at the bottom, I suppose, easier for me at the moment. You want to release your tape backing here and release the tape backing for the bottom here, and also this one at the edge here. It's just going to make it easier to put it together. Okay, so now I have to line this up right to the edge here. Oh, that was daft, wasn't it? That was supposed to be in a bit. Okay. Remember to leave a gap there. I have to make sure that's folded in properly. Bring this up. Make sure it all meets. Okay, I'm going to do this bit first. I'm going to stick that bit down there. I'm going to stick this bit up here. Then I'm going to bring this bit up to here. And make sure I'm not covering up that hinge. So if you've left a slight gap for your hinge, obviously you'll find this a lot easier. There we go. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is lift this up very carefully and give this a really good burnish. Okay, right, whilst I remember, I want to pull this hinge in. I don't think it's going to go in, is it? No. So I'm going to replace this hinge on here. Let's get another one. So when you put this hinge on here, you need to make sure that it is, you bring it in the width of your chipboard. So you need a small gap just on this side, because that's where your chipboard will sit. There. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do to make this steady, I'm going to stick this bit down. So I'm going to release my tape here. Release my tape backing, not my tape. There we go. And there we go. That's good. Right, and I'm going to turn it up the other way, and I'm going to put this piece into here. And this goes exactly the same as the other piece. It has to slot in on top of here and up against the inside bit of here. So no hanging over the edge, it's got to be inside. So take backing off of this bit and this bit, and also this bit. Okay, so I'm resting this right into this corner on top of the chipboard, and I'm folding up the bottom, folding down this bit here, and then folding in this bit here. So let's give that a burnish. As you can see, the chipboard edges here are on the inside, so this outer bit covers the edges of these chipboard bits here. Give that a burnish there. Okay, now I need to cover up these edges here, just this bit and oops, this bit. So I know those are 6 inches, so I need 2 pieces for that. One, these 2 will do. See, so not all my hinges are 1 inch thick. I had lots and lots of spare paper, sort of offcuts, and I just folded a lot of them in half. One, 2. Okay. So what I have to do now is these edges. So I've released the tape backing on one side. Ooh, way too long. That's okay, better too long than too short. Pop that up against there. And then release the other side. Fold that round really, really tightly. There we go. Give it a good burnish and then cut off my excess at the top. Okay, now for this side, do the same again. Tape backing off the back here, and then fold that round. And so, and even though this is only 3 sides, this is actually quite sturdy. So there we go. Drawers. Now I know one's going down here, and as you can see, there's going to be a slight gap there, which is what you need to get the drawers in and out, because this piece, which is my slightly shorter piece, is going just here. So these, I've got enough room to slip in and out. Like this. So you can see how the box is going to come along now, how it's being constructed. So the next pieces to go in are going to be these pieces, and once again you need them loose enough to yeah, to be able to get the drawers in and out easily. Now if you wanted to, you could do a little half circle here in the drawer as a pull. I'm actually having handles. I think I'm going to have this handle here. I think. possibly. I'm not having a handle on the bottom because the bottom drawer, this is where my music box comes in. I've just spray painted the handle. My crank handles haven't come in, so I'm going to be using this one. So this will be going, oops, let's take this off. The music box will be screwed on to the inside of the drawer here, like so, and then the handle will come through to the other side. So that will be the handle on this side, and you'll be able to wind up the musical box straight from here. So it's going to be like that. So that's going to be the bottom drawer. That's the plan anyway. Whether it works or not is another thing completely. Oops. Okay, so that will be the next thing I'm doing, is that. First of all, I think I want to put the edges in. Yeah, I'll be wanting to cover up these edges here before I put in these bits here. Yeah, these bits go in first, these bits come first. But I'll leave that for next time. For now, I'm going to leave this as I've done the main construction bit there. So, and you can see kind of what's going on. That'll be it. Sorry it's taken so long to do such a small bit, but there we go. And hopefully you'll be back next time and see how this goes, because I'm just winging it now. Bye.